At some point in your Constellation playthrough, Mr. Stroud's going to ask you to go to his star yard and work with his design team to make up their mind on the next ship they're going to release. If you get the ideal ending, you end up with a little Kepler S, which is a skeletonized, cheap ship. You're kind of like, what the heck am I going to do with that? Well, you can build off of it, but that is the ideal ending, even though it's on the low end extreme. If you get the unideal ending, you end up with this, the Kepler R, which is a complete and total unoptimized piece of crap that makes no freaking sense. And I think that's part of the joke. Like, just look at this thing. They missed symmetry here. They didn't even double this up. You know, we only have 56 mobility, though we do have 30 jump range, and regardless of its size, it only has 6 crew. We have 3550 cargo, but let me let you in on a secret. That's about the same amount of cargo you get on the Kepler S. Right? So, the story with the design team is you got 5 people who all want to build something different. One wants to build a luxury ship, one wants to build a science ship, one wants to build a family vacation ship, one wants to build a did I say cargo ship already? One wants to build a fighting ship. Oh yeah. And another wants to build a science vessel. This misses all of those marks. It is too big and bulky to be a family ship and doesn't even have enough living area. It has, like, okay weapons, but not the kind of weapons to be a serious starfighter. Especially at this point in the game. It's got a couple lasers, and it's got a couple freaking, ballistics. Now, the ballistics are okay, and lasers are okay if they're strong enough, but these are only 28 by 4 fire rate. Okay, it's not bad, and these lasers, 1.5 fire rate, shield damage 63. So I guess, yeah, you could hold your own in a fight if you know what you're doing. But again, not ideal. Not necessarily what I'd put on a serious fighting ship. Not at the level that I'm at, where I put particle cannons on everything. There's no EMP, so there's no disabling ship. We only have the 2 sets of weapons. So we're not even a full weapon complement. As far as a cargo ship goes, at only 3350, okay, you could do some deliveries, but how inefficiently. The smaller Kepler had the same amount of cargo. If you're just going to be a cargo ship, you just need about that much cargo. You know, you have all this space. We could have put much bigger cargo bays on here. Science vessel, okay. I think it has a science lab or an infirmary. I'm trying to remember. We'll see when we go look at it inside. It kind of hits that. Luxury vessel, okay. If you want... This is like, as far as luxury vessels go, this is kind of like the lifted truck. You know what I mean? It's not the sports car. It's not even necessarily a midlife crisis mobile. It's like a young pup with too much money who likes to buy themselves a lifted truck to not actually go online, off-road, I mean. Okay, this is the Starfield equivalent of a lifted truck. Let's go take a look inside before we cut it up further. You know, we start off in the Docker here, which is at the top of this, like, oh, sorry, this is the wrong ship loaded. I forgot to switch my home ship. So now that that's corrected, because I don't edit these things after, I edit them on the fly, so you get to see the mistakes that I make. I'm hoping it just adds to the entertainment value. We are here in the Docker. It's up there. And I just noticed as I logged off the ship editing, to add to the joke, even though Stroud has a top slim Docker, they used a Demios Docker on this one. And not even a Demios Docker hab, just a Demios Docker, and we end up in a I guess a storeroom. Okay, we got windows, that's cool. It's kind of like a freaking crow's nest. We should have a window on front and back too if there's space there. I don't remember. But oh boy, be careful, you're gonna hurt yourself. Drop down one. We end up in another freaking storeroom. Oh, there's nothing even in here, no connections. It's just a segue down to our sponsor. Drop down another one. We end up in the captain's quarters. Okay, cool. We got a captain's what? Oh, great.
It's a beautiful day to be alive.
You mean I'm going to be in my private room, maybe hacking a nap or dropping a load, and people are going to be wandering through my room?
Happy to chat.
That adds to the joke. That's part of the joke. That's part of the freaking joke,
Any
bud.
news to share?
Like they literally built this ship as a joke. Like, okay, we're gonna make this ship a piece of crap, but this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get Sam Coe going down all these ladders where if you're not careful, you're gonna hurt yourself. Like, you're guaranteed gonna take fall damage. We drop down into a Stroud mess hall. Okay, so like, is this the living area that we wanted for the family ship? A big arse mess hall? Sure. Oh, look, we got a window. Let's look out the window. I guess it's... Oh, Vasco hangs out. Look at where this friggin' ladder is. It's like they didn't even try to lay this out in a way that's sensical.
How you doing, Sweet Pea?
Let's drop down. Now where are we? The infirmary. I don't think a family vessel needs its own private hospital. So, between that and the area we're going to see next, a control room,
What do you say?
I guess it kind of hits some of the science vessel marks. I guess this could debatably be used for science applications.
Hello, Captain.
It's certainly not really good at anything else. Drop down again into a storage room. Oh, we have a side docker. A Stroud side docker. So, yeah, this layout is
I hope you're
completely
having a good day.
unoptimized.
I don't know about you.
Let's take a look at it externally now. Yeah, that's the other problem. Getting to the docker. It's like I just can't do it with my jump pack. Oh, wait, no, I got it this time. I fell and hurt myself last time. Oh, come on, get all the way up, all the way up. Oh, gee, there you go. Okay, finally. Ugh. It's just why I don't like too many louders in one stretch. So we take a look at this thing, and yeah, you know, we could have added a window up here to make that a proper crow's nest. Obviously, nothing's going around back. And they used a Demios docker. Is there any reason, like, do we get some sort of error if we use the other kind of docker? Like, we have this one right here. Like, does that exceed our height? No, it doesn't. The game doesn't care. We use all these small cargo bays. Like, these are all small cargo bays. Which, yeah, it looks cool, makes it look cargo-y, but it's just a lot of aesthetic for nothing. And talking about aesthetic, let's move this cockpit out of the way. Mid-bracer, mid-bracer, mid-bracer. You know, we could add something there. Like, at very least, you could throw an engineering bay on there. And you notice they broke their own rules, because if we put these back, we can't put this into place now. We have to dupe glitch that into place, which is the reason why I think the exploits we're using are fair game, and Bethesda better not frickin' remove them. We go to the bottom, and one of the first things you notice, this is only 1900 mass. So, conceivably, if we round to 2000, we don't need more than 10 landing thrust. But we have 4, 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 landing thrust. That's like 28 times 2 times 100 mass capacity. That's 56 freaking 100 mass capacity. Like, we could literally delete, 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 then just, you know, duplicate some of these cowlings around. We'll just chuck them just loosely in there for now. And then we're not getting nominal because I think I probably screwed one up, didn't I? Yeah, let's flip them around correctly. That should give us the same effect as installing a lander. Well, the errors that I'm getting is probably because I went, no, yeah, I didn't put the cockpit back into place, right, bud? Okay, let's delete this mid-bracer that's blocking our... It's cockpit blocking us. Ship has unattached modules. Yeah, it's these stupid things out front. If we get rid of that, you can see our weight's fine. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I have that right? 7 fuel tanks with 400 capacity. We only need like one of these. 400 is so much. We could reduce so much mass and get our mobility up while maintaining smaller cargo bays. Like, come on. We could put it back to the stock amount of cargo, which just use 2 of these. You know, just chuck them just about anywhere, bud. And boom, we have 73 mobility. 73 freaking mobility. We've already made this ship better, and all we've done is SNES deleted some components. Just SNES'd those components out. We're still getting unattached modules, but that's all small things. It's just, this ship's hilarious. Let's take a look at one of my proposed layouts. Or wait, this isn't the proposed layout, but by deleting a whole bunch of crap out front, I was able to just take the whole nose, move it back, deleted 2 more landers, and like, we're nominal. Just like this. Just like this, we're nominal. Can you imagine? We just stick windows everywhere. This frickin' ship. Look at it now. And like that, it's a better ship than it was. Trying to keep something resembling a similar aesthetic, this is what I came up with. Just like trying to keep with the same general theme. Now, I didn't upgrade the engines or the weapons. We obviously can do better. But I just wanted to illustrate this. I spent, actually, a little bit too many hours trying to get this thing to work for me because I did a lot of hab shuffling trying to kind of hit those sweet spots that I wanted. We keep the same kind of cargo bays for the aesthetic, but we managed to have 4330 cargo with 60 mobility. So that's like better mobility than we got before. Now, right now, I do believe I'm at the Alpha of Centauri, so they don't have... Do they have the big beast engines? No, they don't have the big beast engines here. They just have these ones, in which we have 3 of. We can have up to 4 of them and get 49 mobility. But, you know, half of what's going on here is keeping the same aesthetic. Now, there is no mid-bracers in here anymore. We have a couple cowlings here, but there's no more mid-bracers. Everything is hab. This was supposed to be a kitchen... Oh, I lied. There's a mid-bracer there. This was supposed to be a kitchen sink build. It was supposed to have everything. So I literally went out of my way to try to figure out how to build a ship with everything. Now, I don't necessarily have all the windows in place and the finishing touches, but I'm kind of over it because this ship is not seriously good. This is a scum save, which means this ship does not exist in my normal playthrough. It only exists in this save for this demonstration purpose. We kept these landers for the looks, and we only needed 2 rear landers for the looks. The fuel tank ended up getting moved back here, which just could have equally have been the reactor, because for some reason I put the reactor up front here. This is roughly the same reactor. I kept the same reactor and the same grav drive because it doesn't matter for... We can easily chuck a bigger reactor and grav drive in there. That's not a problem. Kept the same wings. We switched out to a Demios docker. If we're going to have a Demios docker, we might as well have a Demios docker. Eliminate a ladder position. We no longer have something resembling a crow's nest. That's fine. We don't need it. We've made ourselves a slightly, you know, shorter profile. Left that thing there. Same general cockpit. Same overlooking. And just hab everywhere. These things were in the original build. I don't think they were there before. I moved them there. But yeah, so this is the external of my improved version. Let's look at the inside. So, because we're landed at Jemison, we're starting off downstairs, where we have a side lander, and that side lander comes into a cargo bay, which has a washroom and a cute little desk right there that I don't remember seeing here. Oh, Cora, is that where you're doing your reading and stuff? Is that what's going on here? Okay. So we're on the ground floor here, the first level, which we have a door that goes to a workshop, because that's how, if I have a ship that's geared for cargo, how I like to roll. The workshop is right there, so I can go in there and bust out some adaptive frames real quick.
Did you need my help with
And that's all we have on the first
Get
level.
out there and do something.
Just the cargo bay and the workshop. That's perfect. That makes perfect sense. We have one ladder, and actually, we do have a double ladder. I fought with the layout of this ship to try to get a kitchen sink and have it make sense, and this is the best I could come up with before I'm like, okay, that's good enough. That ladder goes into something that's probably a storeroom. There's a window. It might be a storeroom or companionway. You change between the two of them, you end up getting different ladder configurations. I don't know. I'd have to look externally. Maybe I should have thought of that when we were looking externally. That goes into a engineering bay. The other one didn't have an engineering bay. A ship this big has to have an engineering bay, right? It only makes sense. Around the back of the engineering bay, we have a computer core. Remember, kitchen sink, it has everything. So we have a computer core. Off the engineering bay, that's fine. You don't really need to go as a player to the engineering or the computer core. Engineering or computer. We go through here. We have a little storeroom. We have the science room. I'm gonna keep saying it's supposed to be kitchen sink. We got the science room here. We got an infirmary here. We got a science level. Now here's where things get interesting. Here's where I'm not 100% happy with the layout, but it's still better than it was and I like it. If we go to the back of this room, we have an all-in-one berth. We managed to maintain a washroom and a kitchen area. So people on the lower decks, they have a place to go and sleep, and they have to go through here, which sucks. If someone's here in the bed suffering, they can have to walk past them. I wanted the door to be on the other end, but you would need mods to force the door to be where I want it to be, which would have been that companionway right there. But that's fine. You know what? The doctor can sleep in that room, so if someone's having a trouble, they don't have far to go. Now, fortunately for this companionway, we do have one universal way of transversing the ship. So if we go up another level, now we're on the third level, which starts off in another little companionway. This is controversial right here, because you mess with your layout and some things happen and some things don't happen. I was not able to consistently duplicate this door. In many scenarios, it wanted to put access to that hab through here. So it ended up making like a door here. So you had to come through this 3x1 all-in-one berth. So we have two berths. We want to have a lot of beds in this ship. This one's the 3x1, which has a nice kitchen. Because over here's the living area. So you'd have to go through the berth to get to the living area, which is not exactly a point of convenience, but whatever. Magically, in this particular iteration, it put a door here, and I have no idea what I did to get that there. If I take this ship apart again and rebuild, it's going to delete that door. I know, I've tried. Head towards the front for space reasons, and maybe we could put like one of those Hope Tech dealies here. The captain's quarters up front. There is room for windows here and here. We would delete some of this stuff, which is maybe not important. I don't know. Maybe the captain wants their little chill couch so that they can have their... the captain's going to have to make up their mind. Do you want windows or a little coffee nook? Head back towards the central. Jump up one. We're in the control area, the control room. And off of the control room, we have the cockpit. That's the way it's supposed to be, bud. Control room and cockpit. So as you can see, we've scratched everything. With the exception of something like, you know, a mess hall, which is kind of redundant, this is a true kitchen sink. This is a true, it has everything. And yeah, there's, with all that lander and the kind of engines we can put on this thing, there's more room to do stuff. And because we're using the Demios docker, boom, we don't have another friggin' ladder to climb to get in and out of the ship. We managed to compartmentalize ladders well enough that, you know,
Good day, Captain.
we can get down without completely hurting ourselves.
Security.
So seeing here, I've generally deleted down to habitatual transparency so we could take a better look. If you do want to play around with this layout, if we upgrade to those big beastly engines whose name I forget right now, we probably could replace these with those big cargo bays, get like way more cargo out of the deal. As you see, I've deleted all the cargo except for the one at the bottom just so you can see how it's positioned. We'll go ahead and further delete these things, so that we can get a little bit more transparency. So level 1, Stroud cargo. Oh, did I accidentally delete the docker? I accidentally deleted the docker. We don't want to delete the docker. I need to show you where the docker goes. I guess I thought it was one of those things that we didn't need it to be a cowling. Not the docker, the lander. So we have the lander on generally one side, and then that leads into the cargo hall, and then that leads into the workshop. I do believe I tried it both ways, and that's the way in which I got more a hospitable layout. Because if we remove the cargo hall, we're going to see our companionway up. Okay, so yes, confirmed, it was a companionway, and the one above it is also a companionway. Changing those to storerooms, I think either or ends up shuffling the ladders around in an unfavorable method. So if we look at the next level from the bottom up, we have a space filler here, Stroud bracer, because there was really nothing practical we could put there. If we put something like a storeroom, we risked ending up having a ladder shuffle and then it wanting to put a ladder here, something stupid like that. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe that could be a storeroom off the engineering bay and it would be fine. And then, of course, we have a 2-tier area for one of our big 400 tanks. Engineering bay, as you remember, it comes off of here. Engineering bay, you go towards the back, and you have our computer core, and then you go through the storeroom, gives us into the science lab, the infirmary, then the hab. And then that companionway did also lead up to this one, which went into this storeroom, which magically made a door here. No guarantee it'll do that. It'll probably route you through here to get into there, and not even this way. It's just, I think it prefers side doors. It's like the algorithm for this game seems to prefer ladders first, side doors next, then, if all else fails, then front doors. This storeroom is simply to link this to there. You could probably replace that with one of those nice Hope Tech tunnels if you wanted to. And then there's our berth, living quarters, storeroom, companionway off there. Control station, bridge, docker top. I'm going to cancel this so I can get it all back. Heading back to the Stroud Star Yard, where they have some of the best engines available. We got these puppers. This is the strongest engine set in the game. Already with 3 of them, we've trumped. And we're at 99 with 4 of them, and they're only 2 power. We can have up to 6 of these puppies. We can slap these Slim Jims on there. And then have, like, the ultimate engine set. Now, the question is, say we did want to make this a cargo ship, bud. Like, come on. Come on, let's delete these guys real quick. And let's see if we can maybe slap some of these big puppers on here. Where'd they go? Right there. These guys. These guys are monumental. They're not particularly pretty, but they're not ugly either. But they're going to bolster the frig out of our cargo. Oh, we're watching our mobility drop, and we have 10,000 cargo, so we're going to call it good at 10,000 cargo. We'll add 2 more of these engines. 85 mobility. Look at that. We're already getting better. We could probably hack in a bit more cargo if we wanted to. We could probably delete these, make that red. Or you know what? I like the little splash of blue there. We'll leave that there. We'll go up here. Actually, I like all this splash of color, really. All this splash of color. You know, we'll call it good there. I'm not going to bother messing with the weapons. That's pretty obvious. We still have 30 light year jump range because they gave us a 45 grav jump engine. So, no problem there. The only thing we have to deal with is this reactor that's only 24. Why the hell would you want a Class C ship with only a 24 reactor? One of the purposes of a Class C ship is so that you could freaking max that pupper out. At least a 38. At least. That's going to be a pretty solid reactor right there. Our mobility jumped down to 84. And so that will actually look fairly snazzy. You know, if we go and take our fuel tank and put it back up here, which is probably not a good place for it, we could slap our reactor in there and it looks snazzy. And then we're going to have a way more functional ship. Now, just for the sake of argument, let's say we max out that reactor. Where is it? So we have this one and we have this one. Those are both 40 for all intents and purposes. They're functionally the same. This one's heavier. This one's lighter. But for that heavy, you get more health. And does it say a faster repair rate? I never really have a problem with that. We're going to go with weight savings now. And that little bauble, we kind of wish we could flip it around. Right? I guess, will it go in there and be nominal? No, we're getting disconnected. We're getting disconnected parts. Is it related to that reactor? Yes, because that little Stroud piece no longer has something to connect to, because these guys have no rear connections. Let us, for the sake of argument, just for the lulz, chuck a storeroom in there. We'll just chuck a storeroom up in there to see if it's going to mess with everything. And then, yeah, we can put that there now. Now, do we need this to connect anything forward? I don't think we do. No. So if we really wanted to, we could go chucker the reactor back there. Hopefully it's got nice shielding so that it doesn't like go warp the brains of, like, we're right under the captain's quarters. Which, as an aside, let's go stick more windows. What is that? The science lab. Did I avoid putting windows there for a reason? This needs more windows. Where's our windows? A porthole front should fit in there. It looks like it does, but the game doesn't want to put it there, so we have to like glitch, flip, glitch. So we got front windows. That's a hab. I can't remember if there's something important there. We'll go ahead. We'll get rid of our coffee nook. We'll put some windows there. Any room for windows anywhere else? No, that's fine. Let's just take a look inside to see what we've accomplished. What? Unresolved errors. Oh, ship has too few landing gears. Well, that was bound to happen eventually, but that's okay. We have some cowlings we can delete right here and just pop that there. Duplicate, pop that there, and because I made a mistake, duplicate, pop that there. Now it's going to have the right amount of landing gears. 10,000 cargo. More reactor. Now it's honestly a more better. You know, if we just bolster those weapons, boom, we'd have a maxed out ship. So we start from the docker, boom, into the control area. At the end of the control area is the cockpit. We drop down. Oh, we still have our door. We still have our door. And then, where did we put that that storeroom? I think it was downstairs. Yes, nothing's changed here. That's good. Shouldn't have had. Uh-oh. You see what happens? You move one little thing, and then all of a sudden it does a ladder shuffle. All we did was put a storeroom back there. All we did was put a storeroom back there, and now it's put this here going down into the infirmary. We still have access to the hab. Nothing connects to the hab. I guess if we put a window there, we would have lost that. These windows here are now working. Yeah, there's a reason why I didn't put a storeroom there, right? Where does this party end? We still have this here. We have... Oh, yeah, they compartmentalized. They chopped off that little area. Just because we added a storeroom here, which makes no freaking sense. Why did the game do that? I don't remember changing anything else. This game's just an enigma sometimes. We don't want that. We still have a ladder here, but now it goes nowhere here, then drops down to the cargo bay here. So yeah, you've seen... That's the lander. That... Huh? Yeah, so. That's it maxed out. There's only one other question. Do you care to know what I did with the Kepler in my actual playthrough? Do you care to know? Should that be a separate video, or should I tackle it right now? It's going to be a separate video. This is the Kepler R. Not completely suck anymore. Like, subscribe, stay tuned for more. And check me out on Kick.